Welcome to Horizontal Multiplication and Division Booklet 4, dividing by 4 and 5. So let's move up to the example up top here, and I see the whole thing. It looks to be about 12 butterflies up there. It looks like 4 columns of 3 different types of butterflies. So I know that if I did 3 times 4, that's equal to 12. And so then basically the reverse is true. Then 12 divided by 4 would equal 3. They're basically a fact family. So what you really need to do is just work backwards, and we've talked about this before. And just remember that division is the opposite of multiplication. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice these up into columns. I'm going to split it up into 4 different groups. And so I see group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. And so really this whole can break down into 4 equal parts of 3 butterflies each. Moving on down to fill in the missing numbers. We all know that 0 times anything is going to be 0, so 0 times 4 is 0. So then 0 divided by anything is also going to be 0, so 0 divided by 4 is going to be 0. No problems there. So then next, I have if 1 times 4 is equal to 4, then 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1. Again, just like the fact family like we had above in the example. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up because we've done this a couple times now in a couple different videos. 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16. So if you know that, then you can go 8 divided by 4 is 2, 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 16 divided by 4 is 4. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and finish all of the multiplication. So 5 times 4 is 20, then 24, then 28, 32, and so on, all the way down. So then, just the division is working backwards. So if you follow the pattern, it's going to be basically 20 divided by 4 is 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way down. We're going to talk a little bit more about fact families. So let's start with, say, like 4 times 2 is equal to 8. I want you to give me 3 more equations that basically use 2, 4, and 8. Well, if 4 times 2 is 8, I know there needs to be one more multiplication one. So I could go, 2 times 4 is equal to 8. Since I've done my multiplication ones, I now need to do my division. So let's go backwards. 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4, and 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2. There's another fact family down here. 6 times 4 is equal to 24. So let's go ahead and make this pretty quick. 4 times 6 is also equal to 24 because multiplication is commutative. So then I can also say 24 divided by 4 is equal to 6, and 24 divided by 6 is equal to 4. Our final fact family is 8 times 4 is equal to 32. So since multiplication is commutative, I could say 4 times 8 is also equal to 32. Now I've done my multiplication, so now I need to do my division. 32 divided by something is equal to 8. Okay, so knowing my fact families, that has to be 4. So 32 divided by 4 is equal to 8. I could also say 32 divided by something is equal to 4. That would have to be 8. So 32 divided by 8 is equal to 4. Moving on to page 13. Let's start with number 1 up top there. Write the fact family sentences for 5, 8, and 40. Okay. I know that 5 times 8 is equal to 40. I also know that 8 times 5 is equal to 40. So let's do the opposite there. 40 divided by 5 is equal to 8, and 40 divided by 8 is equal to 5. Moving on to number 2, write the fact family sentences for 11, 55, and 5. Okay. Let's start with 5 times 11, that's equal to 55, and 11 times 5, also equal to 55. So now let's get into our division. 55 divided by 5 is equal to 11, and 55 divided by 11 is equal to 5. Moving down to fill in the missing numbers. Again, 0 times 5 is 0, and 0 divided by 5 is 0. We went ahead and also put in 1 times 5, or basically anything times 1 is just going to be itself, so 1 times 5 is 5. And the reverse is true, working backwards. 5 divided by 5, just one time. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And again, it's just working backwards, the same process over and over and over. So we're going to do a couple at a time here. 3 times 5 is 15, so 15 divided by 5 is 3. 4 times 5 is 20, so 20 divided by 5 is 4. And so we're just going to go ahead and just really finish the rest of them. The 5's multiplication, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. It keeps going down, all the way down, because it's just adding 5 every time. So since that is true, the reverse is true. So 25 divided by 5 is 5, 30 divided by 5 is 6, and so on, as you can see here. Now we're going to deal with a little bit of just the power of 10 rule. And so let's start with, say, 2 times 5 is equal to 10. Well, what's nice about that is if you say you had 20 times 5, that's equal to 100. Basically, 2 times 10 is 20, so 10 times 10 is 100. You can just see, basically, if I added 1 0 there, or multiplying by 10, I'm going to add 1 0 to the right side as well. It's multiplying by 10. So let's say I had 200 times 5. Well, that's just going to be 1,000. It's just 2 more zeros, so it's just 2 more zeros on each side. So if 5 times 5 is 25, what's 50 times 5? Well, I know 5 times 10 is equal to 50, so basically I need to multiply by 10 here. So it's 25 times 10? 250. Let's say I had 500 times 5. Then I'm going to have 2,500. Moving on down, we're going to have 50 divided by 5 is equal to 10. So 500 divided by 5 is just going to be 100. Again, 50 is basically 10 times 50 is equal to 500. So again, I need to multiply up the answer on the right side as well. It's the same pattern. Can you do 50 divided by 5? Yes. So 500 divided by 5 is just following that same pattern. There's just an extra 0 there. 5,000 divided by 5 is evenly split into 1,000 each. So let's start with 35 divided by 5 down here for you guys. What is 35 divided by 5? I can see on the left there it's equal to 7. So 350 divided by 5, same pattern. It's the exact same division, just adding a 0. That's going to be 70. And finally, 3,500 divided by 5, just going to be one more 0. So it's going to be 700. If you have any trouble with anything or you need any help, please ask your Gideon instructor to give you some assistance. All right, good luck.